Society is designed to keep you poor. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's an economic reality. The system profits when you consume, not when you accumulate wealth. Every message you receive is carefully crafted to separate you from your money. Today, I'm exposing how society systematically keeps you poor. The psychological manipulation, structural barriers, and cultural programming that make wealth building nearly impossible for most people. Once you see these mechanisms, you can't unsee them. More importantly, you can escape them. Welcome to Wealth Wisdom. If you have ambitions to achieve financial success, please leave "yes" in the comment, and we are here to help you obtain insight and build wealth. The consumption culture programming. From birth, you're programmed to consume. Advertising bombards you 5,000 times daily. Social media shows endless aspirational lifestyles. Every message says, buy this, upgrade that, you deserve more. This isn't accidental. It's a $500 billion advertising industry engineering desire. They hire psychologists to exploit your insecurities. They create artificial needs. They make you feel inadequate without their products. The message is always the same: happiness comes from consumption. New car equals success. Designer clothes equals status. Latest iPhone equals relevance. It's all lies designed to extract your wealth. I fell for this completely. I upgraded my car every 3 years. I bought designer clothes to project success. I financed a lifestyle to impress people I didn't even like. Meanwhile, I had $200 in savings at age 28. The escape is recognizing that consumption is a trap. Happiness research proves purchases provide brief satisfaction followed by return to baseline. The hedonic treadmill keeps you spending forever without lasting fulfillment. Stop consuming content that makes you want things. Unfollow influencers flaunting luxury. Block ads aggressively. Remove consumption triggers from your environment. This single change saved me $15,000 annually. The debt trap system. Society makes debt easy and savings hard. Credit cards arrive unsolicited. Car loans are affordable monthly payments. Student loans are investments in your future. Mortgages let you afford houses you can't actually afford. Financial institutions profit from your debt. A $20,000 car loan at 7% over 5 years generates $3,761 in interest. Multiply that across millions of borrowers. Banks make fortunes from your debt payments. They've normalized debt. Everyone has car payments. Credit card debt is normal. Student loans are just part of life. These aren't truths. They're programming keeping you in perpetual debt servitude. Credit card companies are particularly insidious. They offer rewards points to encourage spending. They set minimum payments to maximize interest. They increase limits to enable more debt. Every feature is designed to keep you paying interest forever. I carried $15,000 in credit card debt for 5 years. At 22% interest, I paid $16,500 in interest charges. That's more than the original debt. I worked months just to pay banks for the privilege of past consumption. The escape is simple but hard. Use debt strategically or not at all. Only borrow for appreciating assets. Never finance consumption. If you can't buy it with cash, you can't afford it. Pay off all consumer debt aggressively. Then never carry credit card balances again. The interest you save becomes wealth you build. The paycheck-to-paycheck employment model. Traditional employment is designed to keep you dependent. You trade time for money with no leverage. You get paid just enough to return next week but not enough to escape. The system needs you desperate. Desperate workers accept lower wages. They tolerate poor conditions. They don't negotiate. They don't leave. Financial desperation maintains the power imbalance. Most employers structure compensation to minimize your savings. Salary covers basic living with little surplus. Raises barely exceed inflation. Benefits create golden handcuffs. You're comfortable enough to stay but too broke to leave. I worked 5 years earning $55,000 annually. After rent, car, food, and basics, I saved maybe $200 monthly. At that rate, building substantial wealth would take 50 years. The math simply doesn't work for most people. Meanwhile, I made my employer $300,000 annually in value. I received $55,000. The gap between value created and compensation received is how businesses profit. That's not evil, it's just reality. The escape is multiple income streams. Never rely solely on employment. Build side businesses. Invest in assets generating passive income. Create value you own rather than trading time for money. I started consulting on weekends. That became $30,000 additional annual income. Income not controlled by my employer. This financial breathing room changed everything. The education to employment pipeline. Society sells a script. Attend expensive college, accumulate debt, get a job, work 40 years, retire at 65. This path makes others rich while keeping you poor. The education system is broken. College costs have increased 1,200% since 1980 while outcomes haven't improved proportionally. Students accumulate massive debt for credentials that don't guarantee financial success. Average student loan debt is $37,000. At 5% interest, that's $394 monthly for 10 years. That's $47,280 total paid for a $37,000 loan. Those payments prevent wealth building during your highest earning potential years. The system benefits lenders and institutions. Students are cash flows. Your debt payments fund salaries and profits. Your financial stress is their revenue stream. I graduated with $35,000 in student loans. Those payments consumed $400 monthly for 10 years. Had I invested that instead, I'd have accumulated $78,000. The debt didn't just cost $35,000. It cost opportunity to build wealth. The escape requires rethinking education. Skills matter more than credentials in many fields. Consider apprenticeships, boot camps, self-education, and trade schools. Minimize education debt aggressively. If you have student loans, pay them off as fast as possible. Every extra payment is a guaranteed return equal to your interest rate. It's one of the best investments available. The retirement trap. The traditional retirement model keeps you working until you're too old to enjoy freedom. Work 40 years, then retire at 65 with maybe 20 years of life remaining. This isn't a life plan. It's a work until you die plan. Social Security is designed to barely sustain you. The average benefit is $1,827 monthly. Try living on that. The system keeps you working because the alternative is poverty. 401k plans benefit employers more than employees. Employers get tax breaks. Fund managers collect fees. You get market risk and hope for adequate returns in 40 years. The math is brutal. To retire on $50,000 annually using the 4% rule, you need $1.25 million saved. At 10% investment returns and $500 monthly contributions, that takes 36 years. You're working until 60 plus under optimistic assumptions. I calculated my traditional retirement plan. Following conventional wisdom, I'd work until 65 with moderate comfort. That's 35 plus years trading life for delayed freedom. Unacceptable. The escape is rejecting the traditional timeline. Build wealth aggressively to retire decades early. Increase income, maximize savings rate, invest strategically. Financial independence doesn't require 40 years if you optimize correctly. I pivoted to a FIRE strategy, financial independence, retire early. I'm targeting 15 years to financial independence instead of 40. This requires sacrifice but delivers freedom decades earlier. The social comparison trap. Society encourages constant comparison. Social media amplifies this. Everyone shows their highlights while hiding struggles. You compare your behind the scenes to others' highlight reels. This drives consumption you can't afford. Your friend posts vacation photos. You feel pressure to vacation too. Your colleague buys a luxury car. You feel inadequate with your economy car. Comparison becomes consumption, becomes poverty. The system profits from this. Status anxiety sells products. Insecurity drives purchases. Keeping up with the Joneses is wealth destruction masquerading as social success. I spent years trying to appear successful. I financed appearances I couldn't afford. I was broke but looked prosperous. The cognitive dissonance was exhausting and expensive. Research shows comparing yourself to others reduces happiness and increases spending. You're literally making yourself miserable and poor simultaneously. The escape is radical. Stop all comparison. Delete social media or curate ruthlessly. Unfollow anyone triggering comparison. Define success personally, not socially. I quit Instagram for 2 years. My spending dropped 30%. Without constant exposure to others' consumption, I stopped wanting things. This saved thousands while improving happiness. The inflation and taxation assault. Government policy systematically erodes your wealth. Inflation devalues your savings. Taxes consume your income. Together, they're a relentless assault on wealth accumulation. Official inflation is understated. Real costs for housing, healthcare, and education increase far faster than reported inflation. Your money loses purchasing power constantly. $1 in 1970 equals $7.44 today. That's 86% value destruction. Money in a savings account slowly dies. This forces you into risky investments or guarantees poverty through inflation erosion. Taxation compounds the problem. Income taxes, sales taxes, property taxes, capital gains taxes. The average person pays 30–40% of income in various taxes. That's 30–40% you can't invest. High earners face additional challenges. Progressive taxation takes more as you earn more. This creates a treadmill where increased effort yields diminishing returns. The escape requires tax optimization and inflation hedging. Max out tax-advantaged accounts. Invest in assets appreciating faster than inflation. Real estate, stocks, and businesses typically outpace inflation. I restructured finances to minimize taxes. Maxing 401k and HSA saves $8,000 annually in taxes. That's $8,000 more compounding for decades. Over 30 years, this optimization is worth $130,000 plus. The financial illiteracy design. The education system doesn't teach financial literacy. This isn't oversight. It's by design. Financially illiterate people make poor decisions benefiting institutions. Most Americans can't calculate compound interest. They don't understand investment returns. They're confused by basic financial concepts. This ignorance is profitable for financial services extracting fees. Credit card companies profit from people not understanding APR. Mortgage lenders profit from borrowers not understanding amortization. Investment firms profit from investors not understanding fees. I graduated with a degree and had zero financial education. I didn't understand compound interest, tax optimization, or investment basics. This ignorance cost me tens of thousands in mistakes. The escape is self-education. Read financial books. Take courses. Learn investing, tax strategy, and wealth building. Financial literacy is the ultimate competitive advantage. I spent 2 years intensely studying finance. This education changed everything. I learned tax optimization, investment strategy, and wealth building systems. The knowledge has been worth hundreds of thousands. The scarcity mindset programming. Society programs scarcity thinking. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. These messages create limiting beliefs about wealth. Scarcity mindset sees money as limited. It believes someone else's gain is your loss. It fears investment as risky. It hoards rather than grows wealth. This programming keeps you poor through self-imposed limitations. You don't pursue opportunities because you can't afford to invest. You don't negotiate because you should be grateful for what you have. I grew up with intense scarcity programming. Money was always tight. Spending was stressful. Investment seemed impossibly risky. These beliefs limited my wealth building for years. The escape is adopting abundance mindset. Wealth is created, not limited. Opportunities are everywhere. Investment grows rather than risks money. Other success proves possibilities for you. This mindset shift transformed my finances. I started seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. I invested confidently instead of fearfully. I pursued income growth instead of accepting limitation. Breaking free from the system. The system is designed to keep you poor, but it's not inescapable. Awareness is first. Now you see the mechanisms. Next is action. Reject consumption culture. Avoid debt except for appreciating assets. Build multiple income streams. Pursue financial education. Optimize taxes. Invest aggressively. Think long-term. These aren't easy changes. The system has momentum. Your programming runs deep. But every person who builds wealth does so by rejecting societal defaults. I escaped by systematically addressing each trap. Reduced consumption by 40%. Eliminated all consumer debt. Built 3 income streams. Invested 35% of income. Optimized taxes. Results. Net worth increased 300% in 5 years. You're swimming against the current. Society profits from your poverty. But individual wealth building is absolutely possible with correct strategies and sufficient discipline. Conclusion. Society isn't a conspiracy keeping you poor through malice. It's a system keeping you poor through incentives. Businesses profit from consumption. Lenders profit from debt. Employers profit from dependent workers. Understanding these mechanisms is liberating. You're not failing personally. You're succeeding against a system designed to extract your wealth. Now you know how the game is played. The question is, will you keep playing by rules designed to make you lose? Or will you create your own rules and build wealth despite the system? If this video opened your eyes to how society keeps you poor, hit that subscribe button for more wealth-building truth. Comment below with which societal trap you're escaping first. Remember, the system wins when you don't question it. Financial freedom comes from seeing the game clearly and refusing to play by rules designed to keep you poor. Break free and build the wealth you deserve.